منال، تحضري معايا كورس حيغير لك حياتك؟
طبعا، ومين ما يبغى حياته تتغير، بس كورس ايش بالضبط؟
نقي واختاري. تبغي كورس بالوعي، وفي سلم هاوكنز، وفي كورسات الجسد المشاعري بالطاقة وبالشاكرات واليوغا والتأملات، وكورسات التحرر من الصدمات وطاقة الأنوثة. ويبغالك شوية فلوس، وأدخلك بكورسات الريكي والثيتا والأكسس بارس وجذب شريك الحياة وفلوس واللي تتمنيه.
الله، يعني نيو ستايل وعلوم عصرية حتخلي مننا بنات واعيين ونحقق كل أحلامنا ونجذب اللي نبغاه.
أنا تاركتكم تخلصوا كلامكم وتقولوا اللي في نفسكم، لكن يا خسارة تربيتي فيكم. انتوا ما تعرفوا إن كل اللي جالسين تتكلموا فيه شعوذة وسحر كواكب واستعانة بالشياطين؟ ما تعرفوا إن كل هذه الأشياء وثنيات جايتنا من الهندوسية والبوذية، وحتدخلكم بشرك الأسباب وشرك الألوهية وشرك الربوبية وشرك الأسماء والصفات ووحدة وجود واتحاد وحلول، وحيخلوكم تعبدوا الكون من دون الله وتصلوا للشمس والقمر وتتلبسكم الشياطين. من جد تتكلمي يا ماما؟ بس شكل مدربين الطاقة فاهمين ويخافوا علينا ويبغونا نتطور، وكاتبين مسمياتهم دكتور وباحث ومرشد أسري وأخصائي نفسي وخبيرة حياة ومدرب وعي ومدرب تشافي ومرشد روحي ومدربة أنوثة ومدربين تطوير ذات. انت يا بنتي غلبانة ومو فاهمة حقيقة اللعبة اللي بيلعبوها عليكم وعلى صحباتك، ولا انت فاهمة حقيقتهم ومغشوشة فيهم؟ ولو مو مصدقتني يلا شوفي بنفسك.
Literally, yoga means to unite.
Yeah.
This word has come from Sanskrit. Okay, to yog.
Yeah.
Yog means to unite, to connect.
Yeah.
Actually, when you talk yoga in terms of exercise and something, it means a physical, mental, and spiritual practice.
So it's can considered as prayer or worship or like that, or what?
Yoga, of course, the religion it basically belongs to. It unites with paranormal things.
Paranormal things.
Yes,
So-
paranormal things. In other simple words, you can say we live in a physical world.
Okay.
But there is another world that is not normal. That is paranormal. That is metaphysical world.
As jinn
Yeah.
or elf, whatever.
Yeah, about about your deeds, about your behaviors, about the result of your actions. Some heavenly things, some supernatural things.
Supernatural.
Yeah. So yoga is an holistic package of happy life. Happy living. Holistic. When
Session. If you're a Christian who practices yoga or meditation or qigong, tai chi, tantra, breath work, I just want to say yoga is not just stretching, breath work is not just breathing. All of these things are pagan practices rooted in the demonic, designed specifically to yoke you with demons. And I was practicing Hinduism before I found Christ. It's extremely dangerous spiritually for Christians. This is a concept which comes from Hinduism, and this is the reason why people do yoga. A lot of people in the West don't know that that's the reason why. So it's not just stretching, you're trying to awaken this Kundalini spirit that's actually a demon. Awakening this Kundalini spirit by doing these practices, because they say that it's a dormant divine energy called Shakti that's coiled up at the bottom of your spine, waiting to be aroused or awakened by these spiritual practices. And that's the purpose of yoga and meditation. It doesn't exist within a human being. It's a demon that enters from without. We are not born with a divine spirit that's coiled up at the bottom of our spine. It's a lie from the devil. We are not God.
Infiltration of the New Age.
Well, I don't know how as a Christian you could defend yoga. As an ex-Hindu, yoga literally means yoke, and you're yoking with these demonic Hindu deities. So you're doing these positions, and in the spiritual realm, you're actually given authority and legal access for these demons to enter you, because the yoga positions that they have created is a form of spiritual worship. So when you're worshiping an entity that is not Jesus Christ, which, I mean, Jesus is an entity, he's God, but, you know, just for lack of better words, when you're worshiping something other than Jesus Christ, like yoga, where it's worship to Hindu deities, you are allowing demonic spirits to inhabit in your soul. And that's why even in, Hinduism, they have like Kundalini yoga. Yes. If you've ever seen a Kundalini demon manifest, it is the most demonic thing ever, where it's got like a whole woman's back arch and everything, and she's like having trouble breathing. And so, as Christians, why are we partaking?
Yoga is bad.
Mm-hmm.
I know young white women, even older white women of a certain age, they love yoga, but no bueno.
No. In fact, a couple minutes ago when you said, speaking of people that insult their audience, I thought that's how you were introducing me, because this insults my audience more than any other topic. And it's really amongst Christians that I get the most backlash from. And I have found that it is because, honestly, I'm just going to come right out and say it's because yoga is the practice that invokes the most demons. So when you're practicing yoga constantly, you are entirely demonized. And so not only is your flesh kind of at enmity with the truth of what yoga is, but the demons are too. They don't like to hear that.
Yoga is not what the world is telling you it is. It is not just stretching and breathing. It is not the cure for your anxiety or your fibromyalgia or your arthritis. Yoga is a spiritual practice and cannot be separated from Hinduism, from its spiritual source. It is a practice that worships false gods, which are demons. The postures are deliberate, and they are honoring the deities that the Hindus worship, aka demons. Just like you can't put a Bible verse on a Ouija board, you can't Christianese or worship Jesus while you're chanting and yoking yourself, which is what yoga means, to Hindu false gods. When you open demonic doors, you will get the consequences, which is demonic oppression. Stay far, far away from these practices.
Is yoga actually demonic? Or is this just paranoia from religious Christians who are thinking way over the top about this? Well, I was a certified yoga instructor. Certified. I studied the Hindu philosophy of yoga. Yoga means to be yoked with. Not yoked to Jesus Christ, though. Yoked to Brahma, one of the gods in Hinduism. Brahma is seen as the God consciousness, and the whole objective of yoga is to merge your soul with the God consciousness. This is done by relaxation, meditation, different poses that worship the sun and the moon to align yourself with this God consciousness. Yoga is a doctrine not of God, not of the Word of God, but like the book of Timothy says, a doctrine of demons. It comes from the Veda texts of Hinduism. The ancient sages received these doctrines, and they're still at work.
Oh, I'm just doing it with good intentions. It's for fun. But if you're sitting under a yoga teacher, a guru, or somebody that does traditional yoga, you're opening the door to spirits. It's like playing Ouija board and saying, oh, I don't really mean to conjure spirits. I'm doing it for fun. It's still going to conjure spirits, whether you agree with it or not, or think it's okay or not. The devil doesn't care about your intentions. The yoga stances represent worship to certain Hindu gods. Now, some of you might say, well, I just want to stretch. Then go ahead and stretch. You can bend down, stretch your arms, bend them like that. I'll show you some. Bend them to the side, put your elbow behind your neck like that. You can lift your leg up, hold your knee. I mean, there's so many stretches you can do without doing the triple flaming dragon, okay? I'm making that up, but whatever names they are. The triple dog down. All these poses you do that are prayer stances of foreign gods, you can just stretch. So all you that say, I just need to stretch a certain pose. Really? You could stretch any muscle in your body without...
Yoga. I trained myself through looking at different things, going to the library, reading stuff. I trained myself to empty my mind. And while I was sitting there emptying myself, demons had found themselves a new home. And from that point, that's when I started to train myself to leave my body and astral project all through my neighborhood and go into people's homes. I'm just going to tell you my full-on testimony so you don't fall into these same traps. It didn't start with that. It started with something simple as, I just really need a lot of peace, and this is for my self-awareness, and this is my self-love right now, and I'm just doing my wellness check. Nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. You are supposed to love yourself, your neighbor as yourself. So you do care for yourself, but that's not going to be my new idol. I'm not going to be obsessed with self-care so much so that now I'm dabbling into new age practices and familiar.
Who says, I recently heard that yoga is actually bad and demonic. I have never heard this before and enjoy yoga on the occasion for both exercise and relaxation. In a world with constant stimulation, I find it nice to relax and clear your thoughts as you do in yoga. There is the old saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground, and is that why yoga is bad? Why does something that brings me relaxation, why is it detrimental to my soul? Sincerely, namaste, whatever Noel says is right is probably right. Wow, great sign off. Yes, it is. I was trying to figure out if I could sugarcoat it or no. It's just, it is bad, and it almost certainly is demonic, and you shouldn't do it. Okay, why? Because yoga is not just stretching. Stretching is fine. Meditating actually is fine. Clearing your thoughts and having stillness, prayer is certainly fine. But yoga is not just.
الحمد لله يا رب إني ما سمعت كلامك يا أختي وما رحت معاكي هذه الكورسات وخسرت ديني وربي وحياتي وصحتي وفلوسي وأخلاقي على شوية سحر وشعوذة واستعانة بالشياطين.